Hello and good evening. Welcome to the Dutching channel. It's Thursday the 28th of March 2024 and it's approaching 9 o'clock in the evening, and we're going to do the results show from Fontwell, Southwell and Wetherby from today's racing. And first of all, we go into our profit and loss sheet and see that the three meetings today have brought yet another profit day. Today, £209.60 brings us to a total of £2,951.33 profit over the month. But we're not even going a month yet. It's 23 days. So we're going to go into today's racing sheet. And as I normally show you, down in the bottom right hand corner here, you can see the profit there for the day, £209.60. Wasn't so great at Fontwell. We staked £250 there and only returned £184.82, so there was plenty of loss at that meeting of £65.18. The other afternoon meeting was at Wetherby, where again we laid out £250. But this time we returned 353.73, which gave us a profit of 103.73. So that was all good. And Southwell, where we went to last night on the all weather, we lost the last three races, which was a bit gutting. And then tonight at Southwell, it was just totally the reverse. We won the last three races, but we staked there tonight in 7 races, £350. Had a return of 521.05 and a profit of 171.05. And if you look there tonight, there's a gap here and here and here and here, and all we had all day was 4 losers. One admittedly was a race where we got less than our stake back, and another one there. But other than that, it's a brilliant day, really. It's a brilliant day. And thank you for the people that have contacted me about joining up with a subscription and everything. If you do want to do that, take the email off the bottom of the screen and just email me a message and I'll send you a brochure or something on a PDF and you can read through the details. But what we'll do first of all, we're going to today's racing. The first race at Fontwell was the 157. We came out with Willful here. I don't know if anybody saw the race, but just before they started, it jinked. I don't know what really happened. And then suddenly they just got it together. And I think it won by 29 lengths. But the start, you could have done your money before they even got off. Then into the 232. Copper Cove was our selection here, which went off at 265, didn't run well at all. And Dreaming Blue was our second selection. So luckily, with that winning, we got something back rather than nothing. Into the third race, the 307. This was pretty much the same thing. The top selection, Isla Chico. That was the one I thought would win. Run appallingly, really, just stayed at the back and never got competitive. But my second selection, Getaway Drumley, which was the favourite, that won. So again, we got some money back. Then in the 342, Indoor made a hash of the last. I mean, it was odds on near enough 4-7. We had 1.55 there on Betfair. But it made a hash of the last, and that's what cost it. And the work in progress, the outsider at 17, just comes through and takes it up as if it was just standing there. And the favourite, other than that mistake, it done a good jumping round. Then in the 417, Captain Claude was our selection here. Run well for a while. Light on the Wing made a bad mistake on the way round. He was never going to win from there. And the outsider again, You're Right Harry, 16.99. And it run like, if you didn't know the prices of the horses, you would have said that was an odds-on shop. Then the 452 at Fontwell, we had a no betting race there. Then we moved into Wetherby, and the first race was another no race for us. And then in the 245, I don't know if you're taking any note of the top selections that I give, but there's always a few that come in every day at bigger prices. And Art of Diplomacy, been off the track for, I can't remember what they said now, was it 700 and something days or something? And that one at 7.28, won quite well actually. So that was money back in our pocket there at Wetherby, because don't forget we were losing at Fontwell. And then in the 320, Royal Mare, this one pretty well as well. This one off 3.5 favourite. And my other selection wasn't great at all really, that was always sitting out the back. Then into the 355. This was so open, this race, but I thought Iden was going to come and nab them all at one point, and then it fell. Then that left Magical King there, and no went to hold them. Anything could have won that. And then suddenly this Montregard came through. They backed that a little bit, but I didn't have that. But Magical King was the closest we had for second place there, but again, I couldn't have picked that one. And then in the 430, Imperial Alex won as it liked, won easy. 1.7 was the SP, so all our stake was on that one anyway. And then into the 505, I haven't highlighted that. Favourite comes through again here. This was Kinder Kid. It was only our third selection, but we still made a profit. And Rallying on the inside was my top selection. It's Maisie. But Kinder Kid just held it. Maybe a few more strides it may have got up. And then the last race at Wetherby, the 1740 there. That was another no betting race. Then we move into Southwell for the 425, first race on the card. Sir Benedict, my top selection, won there. And that was 16.1. And that's what I say, I do get these selections coming. And second was my third selection, Apache Star, and third was my second selection, Darlow Pride. And those first two, 16.1 and 33.86, was a brilliant reverse forecast you could have had there, or even the TriCast for the first three. I'm not a player of forecasts and TriCasts, but if you took my top three there, you'd have had a big TriCast up. Then we move into the 5 o'clock. I felt I was a bit unlucky here. Artesian Dancer and Tradesman and Wonderful Eagle all going to the line together. And Wonderful Eagle prevailed at 12.3. So I felt I was a little bit unlucky there. Then in the 5:30 and 6 o'clock, these were both novice stakes, won by favourites, but it's best to leave them alone. There was an unlucky horse in the second of those novice stakes that hadn't run before that I felt maybe was unlucky, could have won. So I don't want to touch those races. Then in the 6:30, well, I call it Loughleane, but I think they called it Loughleane. So however it's pronounced, this was favourite, Hayley Turner. Run a good race on it really, and that went away at the end. And that was our top selection, paid 2.27. I think that should have gone odds on, to be honest, but 5 to 4 there was a good price. Then into the 7 o'clock, we had the fourth selection down, Mummy As, but it wasn't a profit. That was one of the two losses races that we drew today. But the rest of my selections came third, fourth, and fifth, but it wasn't great. It wasn't great. I was lucky just to get in the bottom selection there, really. Then we moved into the 7:30. And the favourite here was, Jews, which came fourth. But I had the winner again, second selection there, Silver Trumpet, and that was 11 on the SP on Betfair. So another good price winner. And then into the second to last race, we had One More Dream, top selection. That duly won at 4.36. and that came through after getting a lot of boxing in, but he got out and come and won it pretty convincingly in the end. And in the last race, luckily here we had 6 running for us because we didn't have the favourite. And of course, the more outsiders you got, the more selections you can back. So this was, again, if you were combinating up and you were doing forecast and tricast and everything else, we had a nice little forecast up here, and that was Cliff Cake that won at 9. So that was a full good selection we had there. And we had the second Bicep at 11.5. So all in all, it was another really good day at the office today. As I say, the last losing day now was Sunday, which was a hurtful one of 196. But then Monday we come back with 156. Tuesday we come back with 160. Yesterday we come back with 203. And today we've hit them for 209. So we're going nicely clear on the profits. You can see that at the bottom of the screen. I've updated that for tomorrow. And after I've done all these, I am going to put on the Newcastle card, which is the important one tomorrow. So you'll see the selections there. But again, for tomorrow in the morning is when I'm going to do the matchbook exchange, so you can see what prices everything is. Because I just looked and the liquidity isn't in the markets tonight. So we'll do that early in the morning. But otherwise, thanks for watching another video, and we'll catch up tomorrow.